Welcome back to the damn cup. The best damn cup in the history of StarCraft. Sponsored by Daemon. With dirty esports money, getting these pro gamers together. puCK, SpeCial, Scarlet, and Gumiho. Round robin matches. Each match matters. Let me introduce you for match number 1. In the bottom right, the American Protoss player from Root Gaming with some of the most creative strategies, the fanciest micro, the flashiest plays. It's puCK. And in the top left, send him your Dorito chips and all other forms of important support. The number 1 Terran player in the WCS circuit, from Mexico, living in Korea. It is SpeCial. So, we've had a few matches of, well, puCK is a recurring figure, for good reason, in many of our matches. But SpeCial is a pretty overwhelming favorite. In the last, we did a best of 7 and a best of 5. I believe the score line was 4-1 SpeCial and 3-1 SpeCial. So puCK, he's got a shot, but SpeCial is the heavy favorite, I would say. I want to see mech. There's a reason, like we had between Scarlet, Gumiho, puCK, SpeCial. I'm actually very excited because Gumiho 1 is a player we don't often get in many matches on this side of the pond. At least not over here. And also, I'm a big fan. He's one of my favorite Terran players. I love SpeCial. Everybody loves SpeCial. All right, who can't? Who wouldn't? But Gumiho, as non-like WCS champion, at least regular WCS champion or WCS top WCS Terran players go, is one of the most exciting. One of the few players. He played mech against Protoss before it was cool, and I know he's not in this game. I'm just gonna spend some time talking about him because let's be honest, these are boring standard openers. Robo, 1-1-1 on the other side. Interestingly, puCK not choosing to send out the Adept at all, just making sure to box out the Reaper. Reaper not going to spot the Robo. In fact, SpeCial does evade both Protoss units. Keeping that Reaper alive is not just a victory in having a Reaper, but it's a mental victory. I don't know, I doubt puCK is immune to the tilt that can happen when that Reaper you're chasing it down for the better part of the first 5 minutes of the game. It just refuses to die, especially if it takes a few probes with it. So while he's prevented any probe damage, the fact that the Reaper is still there means he has to leave units at home at all. It's too risky to pressure across. Some Widow Mines out for SpeCial. Looks like a Widow Mine drop to kick things off. Relatively safe build. It gives you options for defense against small amounts of early units if it's going to be a Stargate, which is pretty popular at the higher level. Oracles, still not uncommon. Widowmine drop has been used not just since Legacy of the Void, but for many years now. It's actually fallen a little bit out of style because of Blink openers being so popular. And if you have Blink against an early Widowmine drop, then you essentially, as a Terran, you run the risk of getting run over. SpeCial comes in with the Reaper. He's going to try to draw the Stalkers out of position. puCK will take the bait. In comes the medevac. The probes are not yet pulled. Uh-oh. A little bit late on the pull there. It looks like he'll be able to get away with most of those probes. Minimizing damage so far. Oh, wait, what? Well, that didn't need to happen. 7 probes go down. Unfortunately, a bit of anti-micro from puCK. So what could have been relatively easily dealt with ends up being significant damage, and Special gets up and gets out with everything. Behind this, so puCK has gone for the heavy tech. He's got Gravitic Drive on the way, the Warp Prism Speed, Blink. He's got a few gates. He doesn't really have any options for attacking, but he will... Wait. Okay. If you are an old... No, God. Never mind. Well, that's going to turn this whole plan around, I think. Nope, he's just going to go right through it. Direct hit by the Widowmine into the face of the Prism. Not a great start for puCK here. The Widowmine drop does get taken out. He will clean it up. At least there's that. The Speed Prism, a Raven looking for an oh no. So puCK, for the better part of a decade, has been known for his fancy micro plays. One of the first things I ever saw of puCK was Colossus drop Harass in Wings of Liberty. And that was well before the pickup range, before the fact you could yank a Colossus from half a mile away, which got slightly nerfed in recent patches, but... No! Oh, come on! SpeCial with the next level meta moves of just kind of leaving his Widowmine there, and then puCK flies over it again. You hate to see it. That's unacceptable. You can't do that. Like... Oh no. And Blink was 2 seconds from done. He was 2 seconds from retirement. That Stalker. The Widowmine's getting some Silver League damage here, as puCK is really struggling to deal with them. And now a push coming across for SpeCial. Nice pick off of a singular medevac, but there is a Raven with plenty of energy. He held on to it. The scan there. There's a single Colossus, can easily be scrambled by Interference Matrix. Good luck with this. Scrambles the Colossus. One tank, not even taken out. There's no SCVs to repair, but... SpeCial's now up 20-something supply. There's still plenty of energy on the Raven, stepping maybe a bit far forward. Scrambles another Colossus. The other one on the way back. Extended Thermal Lance still 12 seconds out. The shield battery's already drained, and the fight has barely started. Both Colossi, okay, one now allowed to fire, but +1 infantry weapons completed for SpeCial. Down it goes. He's just tearing through everything. SpeCial takes game one with ease. Off to a quick start. Some uncharacteristic and also unacceptable mistakes. First game, it happens, but that is not what you want to see. It'll happen to game two. Obviously, it's like, well, getting hit in the face with the same Widowmine with your Speed Prism Colossus drop. Like, yeah. No, you can't. You that is not allowed. Here, mate. Okay, we'll figure that out later. We're back, game two. You can read. All right. Disco Bloodbath. It's time. SpeCial with Nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, a bit of a greedy... I would consider Widowmine drop a little on the greedy side nowadays. Protoss players with a plenty of options for either shutting it down or countering, especially with the blink. But the fact it got any damage done to start and then continued to do so is, well, the difference between Terran and Protoss. Like, if Terran players feel obligated, especially going bio, to put some pressure on the Protoss. Because if they're allowed to just get 3 bases, 60-something probes, 8 gates of whatever they want, it feels nearly impossible to put on pressure. But if you get a Widowmine drop in, you kill half a dozen or more probes, you get out again, keeping their units at home anchored because of that drop, and then continue to get damage with Widowmines while setting up for a follow-up push, well, you're feeling better. The probe comes back in. SpeCial did opt for a Marine. Get him, probe! Get him, probe! I'm a little biased. Well, that probe.
Denied.
And down it goes. And the Reaper gets past. A sentry comes out, but the sentry, a bit of a giveaway in and of itself. The Reaper gonna get a full scout here. The sentry costs 100 gas. Oh, will he force field? Oh god. Reapers are the most annoying units. Okay. Alright. The Reaper does go down. Only that single probe kill. Twilight Council's on the way. The sentry usually leads into a blink build where you don't have to get the robo as quick, because you do have access to the sentry for hallucinated phoenixes. Only 75 energy. Or oracles or whatever. First hallucinated phoenix is going to come in. Will it have a meet and greet with the Widowmine? No. But he will see a couple more barracks being added on. Starport Tech Lab on the factory. Looks at the worker count. puCK has all the information. What does he do with it? I think at this point, either you're safe to take a third or to tech up. Looks like it's going to be Blink and a third base. Right out of the standard textbook. Now, SpeCial will be lining up for a bio push. And it feels like it takes a while to put together, and it does. It feels like the Protoss should have plenty of time to realize what's happening and respond to it. But when that push actually comes out, it is, even if you don't do the early damage, very strong. Not as strong as if you kill probes or anything like that, obviously, but Protoss players struggle. I know from very personal experience, but if you don't have the Blink Stalkers up in their grill, constantly poking and prodding and keeping that army back until it has everything it needs and then some, then the tanks come walking across the map, the tanks come marching in, the Marines stim, and even if you have the gateways up and you have the upgrades, you don't always have the position. Because if you go Blink into charge, which it's very likely that puCK will be doing now, he's not going to have the resources to also go for, like, Storm. And he doesn't have a Robo even to go for Colossi or Disruptors. So you're totally reliant on straight-up brute force gateway units. Which means they have to be in the right place at the right time. puCK hitting that 50 probe mark. Should be adding on the gates now. 1, 2. Should see 3 or 4 more. The Blink Stalker's out on the map. The Disco Moopy. Just, well, easily distracting from that Widowmine. I wonder how... Can you even... I wonder if you can even see it. If you're not. Who knows? And let's be honest here. Like, 70% of the reason Blizz added this map is because the name is Disco Bloodbath. Who could resist that? Ooh, special. Is this a pre-blink flank? He's very ready. He's very ready for any blink stalkers to come in. It looks like special's waiting for the stalkers to flank them. The Terran variety of blink harass here. The blink stalkers are out there. I'm not sure if he spotted them exactly or he just realizes this is likely to be a blink build. Oh my god. The Terran sandwich. Well, Terran bread on both sides. With some Protoss stalkers for the meat. Oh no. He will be able to evade them. Blink stalker's pretty slippery. But that's actually a whole lot of Terran. Oh, does he have the opportunity to come in? No. The Phoenix was a little bit late. He recalls the stalkers away. He might lose none. But are there enough gateways online? 1-1 is complete. Charge is about to complete as well. Third base is on the way for special. Standard when you're moving out. Templar archives for puCK. He might want to consider taking down these rocks. I don't know if that'll help right now. Special is not tank dependent. He has Widow Mines. 2-2 begins for puCK, which means he's not constantly warping in units. There's a single tank, 4 Widow Mines, 4 medevacs. The scan spots the army. Special's gonna set up and use that newly opened path. There's really nothing puCK is seriously waiting on here. Well, there are a few Widow Mines. How much splash damage will they get done? Wiping out a lot of the charge lots. The bio army still intact. All the factory units are done. The force field's almost perfect, but not quite. And that means Special's going to be able to hold on to a lot of his units. puCK is whittled down to 100 supply. He's got 10 more probes. Special without that extra factory or, well, starport support. He's going to back off. If puCK can get to 2-2 and some Archons, then his army is easily going to deal with the bio. But right now, he's down 30 army supply. Liberator on its way. It's little kickers like this that Special is one of the best at. And, well, as I say it, he dies to a cannon. But just anything to distract for even a couple seconds can get you set up into position. The Widow Mines are connecting across the charge lots, and without the charge lots, the bio army is too strong. The Archons evaporate. Another round of charge lots come in. The medevacs still have enough energy to keep the bio intact. A charge lot counterattack is good, but he could have used those units at home. There's too much Terran, there's too much Special. Another pretty textbook game. puCK held on a little bit more strongly this time, but GG. Special, another convincing victory. puCK needs to... I don't know. I feel like he's just not keeping up, is the simple version. The Blink Stalker's not really getting anything done. Map number 3 is Thunderbird, which does give an opportunity for a later game. It is probably the most defensive map in the pool, the longest games. So far, puCK not on point, but will we have another opportunity? Special's not, unfortunately, so far, I'll be honest. I wouldn't lie to you. These games, one-sided, mediocre. I was excited for puCK to do a speed Colossus drop, and then he flew it into a prism. Nope, yes, but he flew it into a Widow Mine twice. That last game I was excited for Special's little flank move there, but eventually it just became more stuff countering less stuff. A classic StarCraft tactic. And it is a thin line as a Protoss. As much as people like to make their memes and complain in the Diamond Leagues, Protoss has to be very precise. Protoss units and upgrades are expensive, which means if you invest too much in one thing or not enough in another, there's very little margin for error. And puCK there, I think going for the 2-2 before SpeCial even had really committed to a third base, going for the Templar Archives instead of just mass units to drive back SpeCial's army, I think that's where the choice was made, and it ended up costing him. Because if you recognize that SpeCial is really focused on this constant 2-base parade push, and you are opting for that heavy gateway unit style, I think you just need to push it off your base. You need to have overwhelming charge lots. And yeah, you're probably not going to end the game with charge lots. But if you invest another few hundred minerals and gas in 2-2, and also you're trying to get another base up at the same time, then what's going to happen is the Terran army, pound for pound, with medevacs and widow mines, is more cost effective than a gateway unit army. That's just how it is. The strength in Protoss eventually does come from those power units. But if you try to get there too quick, you're left with nothing at all. Another 1-1-1. puCK is opting for a robo back at home. SpeCial? Oh, is this going to be a tech-labbed starport? Banshee time? Starts the cloak, Banshee shortly behind. So, puCK is pretty consistent about the hallucinate scouting. The hallucination is going to spot the Hellions, should spot the Cloak Banshees on the way. This isn't a particularly surprising build. There's not going to be force field energy, important to note, and Warp Gate is not quite done, and he will not have any warp-ins before the Hellions get here. Alright, the Hellions coming in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. It's a disaster. Well, that timing was very thin, but this is, oh god, that's a lot of damage. 16 probes. That is well worth the cost in Hellions. Suddenly, 29 workers to 37, and a Cloaked Banshee is coming in. He's invested in shield batteries near the mineral lines, which will prevent the Banshee from killing any probes for a while. But is there any detection? Where is the observer? Okay, there is an observer. Unfortunately, this series so far, hopefully it doesn't indicate the rest of puCK's games in this tournament, but puCK is one of those, I feel like it's needlessly derogatory, but kind of emotional players who, if you get tilted, it's very hard to come out of that. When he's on point, he looks like he, well, at least competes with the best in the world, but when he's not, that much is very apparent. And so far in this series, I think it's more a column B than column A. Prism speed. Again. Wait, is this a Ruptor drop? How did I even miss this? I think I saw it, but I was too busy making my philosophical arguments. Uh-oh. Watch out, watch out. Okay. He just... Oh my god, he's out of tank range. He fires. He lands the shot. 6 kills. Banshee finding a pylon over here. Back at home. puCK. Save the pylon! Okay, he looks like he will kill the Banshee. He does lose the pylon, not huge damage. Actually, out of range of the tank, nicely done with the Ruptor. Comes in for another pass. Oh, the tank unsieges. Nice split by SpeCial. Only loses one. puCK is actually, that pylon actually supply blocked him, which is unfortunate. Should be seeing a third base on the way soon. Does my... And soon? And soon? Is he actually going to move out on the map? Oh, wow, he's taking this real serious. SpeCial predicting. He's going to have to pull back. The shot only gets 2. Yeah, this is a very serious push. There is a Raven, and remember, puCK had to replace... Oh, get the Raven! He went up to the high ground. There was no vision. Oh, no! Oh, the bait's masterfully done by SpeCial. Nothing going right here for puCK. Oh, he really needs to get that. He finally gets the Raven, but he scrambles the Disruptor! Oh, the dying breath of the Raven. He brings a Disruptor in from the back, but SpeCial only loses a Marauder. He's ripping through even if puCK held here, the damage would be done. SpeCial takes his first series with a clean 3-0. Just very solid, but nothing too flashy there. Obviously mechanically sound. puCK wasn't his series. Gonna have a bit of a hole to dig himself out of in the rest of this here. But he's gonna have more opportunities because there are 2 other players in the group. But hopefully you enjoyed that series. And does Protoss need buffs? Does the War Prism need to be able to pick up from inside the Protoss main to the other side of the map? Is this the buff we need, Blizzard? Maybe. I mean, let's think about the lore. Let's think about what's realistic. But SpeCial with a 3-0 to kick things off. Let's look at those brackets. SpeCial